Oh, yo,
I
wiener
got the
eater,
tip.
Who you think you is? Wiener
Okay,
eater, you
you're a
trash
wiener.
house.
Who
No
did
balls,
that?
no balls.
You're
Stick a
such a
wiener eater. Go
wiener.
choke on a
Okay.
wiener.
Well, that's 99, not 100. You're such a wiener for that. Okay, let's watch this video.
But now let's say you are crazy enough to try and make this your career. That's what you've decided. You want to try and pursue streaming as some form of job. You know, you would like to see some success in it. Or maybe you just want to be better at streaming because it's a fun hobby. Well, what can you do to ensure success outside of technical aspects, which we'll cover in the next section, that will help you and enable you to be a better streamer? So let's talk. What is the most important aspect
such a
of being a Twitch streamer, chat? What is it? What do you think the answers are? Let's see what some of the answers are on the screen. What do you think are the most important aspects of being a Twitch streamer? Consistency. Okay. A huge slong. I saw 2 of those. That would certainly help on some streaming websites. I'm not sure about this one. Entertainment. Good at talking. Okay. A lot of good suggestions. I've always thought of it as a very particular word, and I've said this a couple of times during the presentation. I do think that this is the most crucial skill, without doubt. It's the most important one. It sounds boring, but it's just telling a story. The ability to tell a story to the audience. And I don't mean directly, because obviously we have Pete, who is actually goated at recounting a story. For example,
I remember when I first moved to Japan, there were some early months where I was so broke that my mom had to send me money from Western Union, and I had to go and find them just to cash traveler's checks. And there was one where I went to a particular place, the only Western Union that was open. I was like on my last 500 yen. I took this train to a station, and I went to the door of where it said it was supposed to be. And I'm like knocking on the door of this office building saying like, "Let me in!" And then I kept saying like, "Money, money!" And I saw like these office ladies in the back like looking terrifying and like pointing, and I was like, "Money!" And they actually called the police on me because they thought I was trying to rob the place. And I went to the wrong building. Not technically my fault. They had moved the Western Union.
Not his fault.
It was a very long...
So you can see like Pete is obviously naturally, like in a traditional sense of storytelling, a very good one. You know, like, and I've seen this a lot because I've made this point a couple of times and the comments always get it fucking wrong. Like, I'll say you need to have like lived experience. You need to have done something. That doesn't, you know, people, when I say that, people see it as like, well, Connor, I can't travel the world and do these silly things. I'm talking about being able to take that mundane trip to the bank, or being able to have that mundane trip to lunch with your friends, and figuring out in your head like a fun way to present that story if you were to. But also, you don't have to talk about your personal life on stream, right? You don't have to. Like, you don't have to talk about your life or whatever, because we'll get into that kind of storytelling as well. What I'm saying is that your ability to recount events or lived experience and translate that into your content is very important. But
bro, honestly, that is true. That is actually 100% valid. I will agree with that. Because whenever I hear talk and tell a story, or Tai tell a story, or a few of these people tell a story, their chat is invested. They want to know the tea. When I do it, my chat gets upset because they like the tea. I need to learn how to communicate better though. That's one thing I'm aware of. Like, my communication skills, I'm always trying my best. And so that's why I'm like, I want to improve. I want to improve fast, but I know it's going to take time.
But also, when I say storytelling, what I also mean is that how you present yourself, you know, is a story in and of itself, right? So let's look at someone like Tyler Wong, right? Who's very mean to me at the streaming is. You know, the way that
oh, Fish, you weren't here when I was talking about my doctor hospitalization story. Yeah, I have a few stories that I yap about. And it's kind of insane, but like I feel like I don't capture the emotion out of it. But like I get mad. Like, I'll be like, bro, chat, you can't believe what just happened to me today. Like, I get really mad. Like, when I actually talk about it, like, it's another day where someone just cussing me out for no reason. I'm like, what did I even do? And I'm like, bruh, I'm getting irritated. I don't know what to do. I can't do anything because no matter what I say, it gets taken the wrong way. I don't figure it out. And it's just like, bro, I think chat likes how amped up I get. But like, I feel like I just don't know how to get the words across without having to go around in circles, and that's my problem.
Like, he tells a story, right? He does tell stories, but what I'm trying to say is, like, when you click on a stream, it is a story. Like, why is this guy like? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this clip. Okay,
Bro,
just
what?
a ridiculous clip.
That's
One of his
crazy.
ones that went really popular a very long time ago. But you know, there are certain things as a viewer that tell a story. Why is this guy who is 6'5", jacked as shit, in this playing League of Legends, right? Why is his microphone absolutely dog shit? You know, why is he so toxic? These are all like kind of subconscious stories that he's kind of getting across to you through his presentation. Like, he's purposely chose the most dog shit setup, which helps his kind of vibe come across, you know. But then also he has his own life, you know, like he got banned permanently in League of Legends. He was the only person to ever be like name banned in League of Legends.
Sheesh.
And that allowed his viewers to be a part of that story. Like, they felt like, our guy got done dirty, or oh yeah, he deserved that, right? And watching his arcs, him grow through that, was a story in and of itself, right? And then now obviously he has, you know, he has kids, and that's also a part of like his presentation, right? So, you know, he's kind of had like a full arc, and every single way that he presents to you as a viewer is a story. So I want you to think about this when you go into your stream, that every single decision you make of your stream is a story that you are kind of
like
telling.
have a kid.
Whether or not you're saying anything at all, you are telling people, noted, have a kid.
Get banned on League of Legends.
You know, there is a redemption arc there, right? And that is one story. But another story is like,
have babies get banned. Some people, so many husbands in the point. Oh my goodness, getting banned for content. Have a kid to use for content. Say like a lot. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, there's something else. But no, I find it funny because yeah, a lot of people really like the redemption arc, because I showed Speed is a perfect example. Game and then ban you from mom, so you have to ask, okay, go choke on a wiener fish. A lot of people just like that redemption arc backstory, and it's insane. Banned for making baby sounds. Okay, well, if you're making the baby on stream, then yeah, that's valid to get banned. Okay, yeah, a lot of people just get very into it, if that's the right word. It's just like, sheesh.
This guy who's a machine is playing League of Legends, and he's good at it, right? Like, these are all things. These are all intentional or unintentional. Like, I don't think Tyler planned this, but this became like iconic, right? This style, this way of doing things. It was unique. It was fun. It was engaging, right? So there is Pete, who is a naturally charismatic person who can recount a story, who can maybe embellish stories in a way and draw from his personal lived experience. But there is also not having to do that. You don't have to do that. You can also just say, hey, I'm going to be in a fucking back rooms with a dog shit mic, and that will be a presentation of itself, right? So think about this. Think about this. Also, obviously, you know, obviously a good friend of the channel, Mouse, a true inspiration. Let's have a look at some of Mouse's accolades.
The winner is Iron Mouse.
We need mixing. Cool. You know, and we have, she's doing concerts and stuff, these amazing live performances. You know, and as a viewer, it's fun to kind of invest in that. Of course, Cry For Me.
Bruh.
Wide hit. Booby's my goat. You know.
He's Booby, by the way, if people don't know. Oh, I mean, he's not. My bad. He's not. I mean, he's friends with Booby is what I meant to say, or whatever. It's like, wah. Cry for me. I want you crying for me. I want, no, wah.
Love that guy. Does not sound like Springtrap, by the way. You know, and Mouse, as a viewer, there's like so much cool shit to be a part of. You know, you get to watch the award winner. You get to watch the concerts. You get to watch the songs that come out. They're all amazingly well produced. But obviously, you know, Mouse had a start, you know, and she had like a viral clip that blew up of her. And I know Mouse hates talking about this clip, but, you know, where she's talking about, she's asking the viewers, hey.
Explain. A better workspace, the reason why I am embarrassed is because, for those of you that know more about me, I have been bedridden for many years, and
so this is Mouse asking for donations. So
this is early day Mouse, because her voice is so different. Oh my goodness, bruh. Sheesh. But hey, I mean, the workspace. Yeah, that sounds about right. I was going for 2,500 for my workspace, and then like 2,500 for PC. But apparently, PC stuff is like 3,500 now. It went up a lot, but yeah. So like, dang, 6K. Sheesh.
She can improve her living.
But like, is that in 1 month? Oh my goodness. She has 100 solar. Oh, not 179. Okay.
A living scenario and workstation.
My bed. I don't like calling it my bed. It makes
Right. I don't need to play the full clip, but you get the gist. You know, and like from an audience perspective, you know, being able to be a part of propping someone up and allowing them to then go on and win all these awards is really fucking awesome. And from a viewer's perspective, it's fucking sick. It's
honestly though, like, what if you do that? It's not hosting with one viewer. Oh my. Imagine though, like you prop someone up and you think it's gonna go somewhere and it doesn't, and you're like, dang. I don't know, cause I don't know how far I'm gonna make it, to be honest. But I just love to stream. Like I like talking to chat and stuff like that. So like I do get curious if I can ever make it, quote unquote, or what it is to make it. So I'm kind of curious on that, but you never know.
sick to be a part of that. It's really rewarding, and it's cool to watch Mouse go from strength to strength, right? So Mouse isn't always, look, Mouse also tells really funny stories, obviously on stream and whatnot. And again, this is a kind of a personal thing. You do not have to bring personal stuff into telling a story. I want to get that across, and as we'll do an example later. But you know, being a part of Mouse's community and you know, kind of watching her grow is a journey that we all get to follow and be a part of. I'm just trying to get across to you that there are many ways to tell a story to an audience. There's also Ludwig, who is, you know, hate to give him credit, he's very good at doing it. Like, you know, we had like the God Gamer Gauntlet, which is something that is a made-up challenge with fucking Mickey Mouse rules. But look, he'll explain it to you. He'll tell you a story right now. Watch.
I don't think I've really seen Ludwig's. I think I've seen a few of his I've seen his content. I mean, like his gaming content. I've usually seen his experimental content.
I created the hardest gaming challenge in the world. It's called the God Gamer Gauntlet, and it starts off with Only Up, a game you've probably seen that you have to beat in less than an hour.
He's telling you a
Hundreds of
story.
people have done this, so it doesn't sound too hard, but that's just the beginning. After beating Only Up, you have to play Getting Over It, Pogo Stuck,
Right.
and Jump King back to back to back and beat all 4 games in less than an hour. If you can do that, you're a God Gamer. And I would know, because I've done it. Only Up, Getting Over It, Pogo Stuck, and...
So like, look, he just made up a fucking challenge that doesn't exist and has Mickey Mouse rules, and he just made shit up. But he sold you on the story, right? He has made a story for this challenge that didn't exist until he made it, and he's explained it to you like it's some really fucking big thing. You know, he's sold it to you, you know? And so, to be fair, Lud is an amazing communicator. Brother, we watched Ludwig's first video, the Zany Sidekick. He was not an amazing communicator at the time. It is a learned skill, you know? And that is what I'm trying to get across, is that, you know, there are people like Speed, there are people like Queso who are naturally insanely good at what they do, and this is not for you. This is not for them, because they were probably going to have some form of success in some aspect. Obviously, Queso got lucky that someone was sharing his clips. But what I'm saying is that, like, to a lot of people, you are going to have to learn these skills. You know, like Speed is a freak, bro. Like, he's a freak, a generational talent. We do not have that. What I'm trying to tell you is that any average Joe, us, we can learn these skills and use them. They are not, yes, there are people that are going to be talented at them. Yes, there are people that are going to be better than you at them. But it doesn't mean you can't learn and try. It's practice, it's learning. And like when people throw their hands up saying, well, Lud's too good at this. It's like, yeah, he's too good at it, but I guess I can get pretty good too. So, you know, this kind of downer attitude, you are the, you know, if you have that mentality going.
Yeah, like, streaming's not for everyone, honestly. Like, if you think you're gonna get tired from it, you're probably gonna get tired from it. Like, especially if you do it for a long time, because it's not profitable at first unless you got lucky or make it. So like, you gotta really think about it, what you want to do with it and how you want to do it. That's why I always tell people, it's like, yeah, that full-time job, even if you might hate it, like, there's a point of hating it and like dreading it, like, you know, where you're like, this has to ruin my health. But if you hate it, or it's like, you know, I gotta get up for work or something like that. You gotta find a good balance of what you can do instead of just fully committing to streaming. Because I'll let you know, it doesn't bring the big bucks right away. So you gotta be reticent of that.
Against this, you're already cooked. Seriously, like you won't do it. Do a backflip? Fuck no. I would blow up my back and die, which maybe would make me a good clip, but I want to keep streaming after this. So, you know, and same for me. Like when I do this, you know, I sometimes I recount my own stories on the podcast or whatever, but I also do it through games, right? Me not having played FNAF for the first time, a game that everyone obviously played at some point, is a story. That is a story I'm taking you on. It's going to be like the beginning, the middle, the end. The beginning of that game, I haven't played it. I'm unfamiliar with it. And you, as the viewer, presumably have some familiarity with it. And then we go through where I start to get a little bit better and more knowledgeable about the game. And then by the end of that video, I give you my thoughts on all of the games, right? That's a journey. We are going through the story. You are a storyteller. You need to think of your streams as a story that you're telling people.
Okay, chat. What do you guys think of that? Let me know if you agree, disagree, or what's up. But I think that was good information. And with that being said, like, you know, everyone's gonna have their own come up and story and things like that, but it really all depends on what you will do with it. And you gotta decide what you wanna do with it. So like it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, I believe is what people say. And yeah, it definitely is gonna take forever. But if for some people, I'm definitely still on the lower side of things. But I still keep trucking along because at the end of the day, I like to stream. Technically, it's the only thing I can do too. So like, you gotta really decide what you want out of streaming besides just the fame and the money. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys have a good one and take care. Bye bye.